definition of Islamophobia. One critics fear could muzzle important conversations, especially those surrounding serious cases such as grooming. Gang investigations. That's where this story shifts from strange to deeply unsettling. When Labour's Angela Rayner was questioned about a potential report outlining failures and possible bias in grooming gang cases, the party's response was anything but reassuring. Rather than engaging with the issue head-on, they sidestepped it. In fact, it appeared they were more interested in burying it altogether, and that is precisely why we need to keep this conversation alive. Your likes, shares, and subscriptions aren't just for numbers, they ensure that important stories like this can't be swept under the rug. We must bring uncomfortable truths to light, because only then can real accountability follow. Now, let's take a closer look at what unfolded in the Commons. Conservative MP Graham Stewart took to the floor and opened with polite praise for the Prime Minister's first year in office, then quickly shifted gears. He launched a sharp critique of Labour's manifesto, comparing it to a beautifully written novel, evocative, emotional, but ultimately fiction, like The Salt Path. He said, "It was a complete pack of lies. With rising unemployment, inflation, and national debt, and the government's approval ratings on a downward spiral, Stewart accused Labour MPs of sitting idle laughing, even at the very fabrications they had once championed. This isn't confusion," he added, "it's outright contempt for the public who once placed their trust in them." He closed his statement with sarcasm, asking the Prime Minister to recommend a summer read to help distract from the chaos they had allegedly created. The Prime Minister responded by standing firmly behind the manifesto, describing it as the blueprint. "Behind a landslide victory, we're proud to be delivering it," he said. But critics called the remark emblematic of the political cynicism at play. Shadow Secretary Kevin Hollenrake then raised deeper concerns regarding the independence of the Anti-Islamophobia Working Group. He pointed out that Grieve, the group's chair, had in the past endorsed a definition of Islamophobia that risked stifling religious discourse. He further noted that every other member of the group, appointed by the secretary, appeared to follow the same religious background, raising questions about potential bias or a predetermined outcome. The Secretary of State firmly denied these claims, stating, "There is no blasphemy law in the UK anymore that was abolished by a Labour government." He accused the opposition of inflammatory rhetoric, but Hollenrake wasn't finished. "I'm only stating the facts," he replied. And at least on one point, he struck a chord. Freedom of speech is indeed at stake. According to the current terms, the group's report will be submitted only to ministers, and the key definitions under discussion are being decided behind closed doors. If this much is being concealed, critics ask, what else might be hidden? This isn't a trivial matter. The public deserves openness and clarity. At the very least, the report should be made public, scrutinized by Parliament, and accessible too.